There is a specific memory that keeps spinning in your mind. It is not loud or dramatic, just quiet, heavy, and very familiar. You tried to walk away. You told yourself it was the smart thing to do. You thought that space would fix you and that staying silent would bring you some peace. But instead, something inside of you felt tight, like a warning you could not really explain. Because when love is genuine, your gut feeling does not just whisper, it pushes, it tugs, it refuses to let you forget. You do not only miss having them there, you miss how safe it felt to be seen without even trying. And no matter how much time goes by, your heart keeps returning to the same reality. This bond is not finished yet. Because when love is real, your instinct does not whisper. It presses, it pulls, and it refuses to let you forget. You do not just miss their presence, you miss how safe it felt to be understood without effort. And no matter how much time passes, your heart keeps circling back to that same truth. This connection is not over. This video is not here to make you confused. It is here to make you slow down before you make a choice that you cannot take back. Because sometimes the biggest mistake is not staying for too long. It is walking away from someone who truly loves you just because your fear was louder than your inner voice. Stay with me. What you are about to hear might explain everything you have been feeling lately. First, consider when your intuition begins to speak. At the start, intuition does not show up as a sure thing. It shows up as a feeling of discomfort. You feel uneasy doing what everyone else tells you is the right move. Your friends tell you to move on. Your brain tells you to protect yourself. Your pride tells you not to look back. Yet something deeper and quieter refuses to agree. That is because your inner voice does not care about how things look to others. It only reacts to what is true. You did not imagine the way they looked at you when you were not paying attention. You did not imagine the emotional safety you felt when you were around them. And you certainly did not imagine the way your whole body relaxed in their presence, like you could finally breathe out. Real love creates a sense of recognition, not just excitement or drama. It is a feeling of knowing. And that knowing does not go away just because things get difficult. When your intuition turns on, it is often because you are about to give up on something important too soon. Not because it was a perfect situation, but because it was real, and real bonds do not end in a clean way. They stay with you. They echo. They come back in quiet moments when you are not distracted. You might tell yourself that if they loved you, it would be much easier. But love is not always loud. Sometimes it is held back by fear, old hurts, or not being emotionally ready. Your intuition sees what words do not say. It sees the effort behind the silence and the feelings behind the hesitation. This is why walking away feels wrong, not just painful, but out of place, like trying to shut a door that still has warmth on the other side. And the more you ignore that inner voice, the louder it gets. Second, understand why real love feels heavy instead of easy. Modern stories have sold us a lie that love should feel light all the time, but depth has weight. When someone truly loves you, they do not just touch your happy parts, they touch your wounds. They wake up parts of you that were asleep, and that can feel very scary. This is where many people confuse fear with being wrong for each other, because real love shows who you are. It asks you to be seen without any armor. Not everyone knows how to handle that kind of weight. Your intuition recognizes love not by how perfect it is, but by its emotional pull. You feel pulled back not because you are weak, but because unfinished emotional ties pull harder than casual ones. That is why you can forget other people easily, but not this person. Your heart is not confused. It is working through something that is not yet settled. Your inner voice is asking one question. Did you really explore this bond all the way, or did you leave as soon as it got real? Walking away from shallow connections brings a sense of relief. Walking away from deep ones brings a sense of unrest, and that unrest is how your intuition speaks to you. Third, look at the silent signs that they truly love you. Love does not always chase you down. Sometimes it just watches. They might not flood you with messages, but they never truly forget you. They check on you in indirect ways. They remember small details that nobody else does. They show up emotionally when it really counts, even if they have a hard time saying it clearly. True love often lives underneath a lot of restraint. Fear of being rejected, fear of losing someone, or fear of not being good enough can get in the way. These fears do not delete the love. They just turn down the volume. Your intuition feels the consistency even when there is distance. There is a steady emotional thread that never completely snaps. That is why your energy still feels tied to theirs. Because love is not just about how someone acts. It is a connection at a soul level, and your intuition picks up on that bond even when your mind tries to deny it. Fourth, understand why walking away feels like you are betraying yourself. There is a pain in staying, but there is a different kind of pain in leaving. One feels sharp, while the other feels empty. When you walk away against what your gut is telling you, you do not just lose a person. You lose trust in yourself. You start to question your own feelings and doubt your instincts. You stop being emotionally brave. Your intuition does not promise how things will turn out. It only asks you to be honest. And right now, honesty says that this is not finished. Not every love is meant to last forever, but every real love is meant to be respected, not thrown away because of fear. Sometimes staying does not mean forcing a relationship to work. It means giving it the respect of understanding it before you walk away for good. Fifth, there is a moment that decides everything. There comes a time when waiting feels louder than taking action. This is not because time is running out, but because your heart needs an answer. You can feel it now, that quiet pressure building in your chest. It is the feeling that something unresolved is asking to be noticed. It does not need to be fixed or forced. It just needs to be seen. This is when your intuition speaks most clearly, not with urgency, but with truth. Because walking away does not happen all at once. It happens slowly through silences you did not mean to keep and through talks you avoided. You tell yourself you will decide later until later turns into a long distance. One day you realize you did not actually choose to leave. You just drifted away. That is what your intuition is trying to prevent. It is not trying to push you toward someone else, but to pull you back toward yourself, toward the part of you that recognized love when it first appeared, even if it was messy and human. You are not standing at a choice between staying and leaving. You are standing between fear and honesty. Fear asks, what if you get hurt again? Or what if you try and fail? But intuition asks, what if walking away costs you something you can never replace? It is not about the person, but the depth and the knowing that you did not run away from something real just because it frightened you. The hardest regret is not loving someone who could not stay. It is leaving someone you never truly let yourself understand. You do not need a guarantee or a promise. You do not even need to be certain. You only need to be in alignment with yourself. And being in alignment feels calm even when it is painful. It feels steady even when it is scary. It does not rush you. It grounds you. This does not mean the relationship will suddenly be perfect or that everything will be easy. It just means you respect what was real instead of acting like it was nothing just to protect your pride. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is not holding on, but staying present long enough to know the truth before you make your final choice. Because if you walk away after listening to your inner voice, peace will follow you. But if you walk away before listening, the questions will stay with you for years. So, stop here, breathe, and feel what your body has been trying to tell you all along. This moment is not asking you to choose them. It is asking you not to betray yourself. Whatever you decide to do next, Let it come from a place of clarity, not a place of fear. Love does not always ask you to stay, but it always asks you to be truthful. Your intuition is still waiting for you to listen. As a final message, if your intuition feels loud right now, it is because love touched something very important inside you. You are not weak for feeling this much. You are not a fool for stopping to think. You are brave for listening. Before you walk away, ask yourself not what feels safe, but what feels true. Some connections do not happen twice, and some loves do not need to be perfect. They just need you to have courage. Trust yourself. Your intuition has never led you the wrong way. If these words reached your heart, follow along for more. We talk about inner feelings, emotional truth, and deep bonds. The things most people feel but rarely talk about. You are not alone in how you feel, and more clarity is on the way. When you look at this relationship, stop focusing on the obstacles for a moment and look at the energy behind them. You might be waiting for a sign, but the tension you feel in your chest is the sign. It is the sound of your soul refusing to settle for a story that feels incomplete. You have spent so much time trying to be logical that you have forgotten how to be honest with yourself. Logic is a tool for survival, but intuition is a tool for living. One keeps you safe, while the other keeps you real. You are currently standing in the gap between who you are and who you are pretending to be to get by. This connection keeps pulling you back because it contains a lesson you haven't fully learned yet. Sometimes, the universe places a person in your life not just to stay forever, but to act as a mirror. If you walk away now, you aren't just leaving them. You are turning away from the reflection of your own depth. The reason you can't find peace in the silence is because the silence is filled with everything you left unsaid. Real peace only comes when you have exhausted every possibility, when you can look at the situation and know that you gave it the full measure of your truth. Until then, the unrest will follow you into every new room you enter. You deserve to move forward without the weight of what if. That doesn't mean you have to run back and fix everything today. It just means you have to stop running away from the feeling itself. Sit with the heaviness. Let it speak to you. Ask your heart if it is truly done or if it is just tired. There is a huge difference between being finished and being exhausted. If you are just tired, you need rest, not an exit. If you are truly finished, your spirit will feel light, not hollow. Listen to that distinction. It is the map that will lead you home to yourself. The reason this feels so different is because you are dealing with a rare kind of bond. Most people spend their lives chasing excitement, but you found something that challenged your soul. That is why your mind keeps trying to find a way out. It is trying to protect you from the intensity of being truly known. We are taught to fear what we cannot control, and love is the one thing that refuses to be managed. You might think that by leaving, you are regaining control, but you are actually just building a wall. And walls do not just keep the pain out, they keep the light out too. Notice how you feel when you think about a future without this connection. If you feel a sense of freedom, then you are moving in the right direction. But if you feel a sense of loss that goes deeper than just missing a person, it means your work there isn't finished. Your intuition is pointing toward a growth point that you haven't reached yet. It is asking you to be bigger than your triggers and stronger than your past. This is not about being a martyr or staying in a situation that hurts. It is about being brave enough to face the truth of your own desires. The world will tell you to be cold. It will tell you to be hard and to move on quickly as if people are replaceable. But your heart knows better. It knows that some people leave a permanent mark on our lives for a reason. Instead of fighting the feeling, try honoring it. Acknowledge that what you shared was significant. Give yourself permission to care, even if the timing is messy or the path is unclear. When you stop fighting your own feelings, the static clears. You begin to see the difference between a habit you need to break and a destiny you need to fulfill. Trust the timing of your life. You are hearing this right now because you are at a point where you can finally choose between repeating old patterns and starting a new chapter. The next step doesn't have to be a big gesture. It just has to be an honest one. Whether you reach out or simply decide to wait with an open heart, let it be because you feel a sense of rightness, not a sense of obligation. You are the only one who truly knows the depth of what lives between you. Listen to that depth. It has everything you need to know. Think about the way you talk to yourself when you are alone. You might be using harsh words to convince yourself that you don't care anymore. You might be acting tough because you think vulnerability is a weakness. But there is no strength in lying to your own soul. The most powerful thing you can do is admit that this connection still matters to you. When you accept your feelings instead of judging them, the internal battle finally stops. You don't have to have a perfect plan for the future. You just have to be willing to stand in your truth right now. Consider the possibility that the other person is feeling this exact same pull. Just because they are quiet doesn't mean they aren't struggling. Just because they aren't reaching out doesn't mean they have forgotten the way it felt to be near you. Often, two people stand on opposite sides of a bridge, both waiting for the other to move first, both trapped by the same fear of being the only one who cares. Your intuition isn't just picking up on your own heart, it is picking up on the energy that still exists between both of you. That energy doesn't just evaporate because of a disagreement or a period of silence. If you choose to walk away now, do it because you have outgrown the connection, not because you are afraid of the work it requires. Growth feels like expansion, while fear feels like shrinking. If you feel yourself getting smaller, more bitter, or more closed off, then you aren't moving toward healing. You're just moving toward a hiding place. Real healing allows you to keep your heart open even when things are uncertain. It allows you to say that you loved someone deeply and that you still value that love, regardless of where the story goes next. Take a deep breath and let go of the need to be right. Let go of the need to win or to protect your ego. None of those things will matter in the long run. What will matter is whether or not you were brave enough to follow your heart when it called out to you. Your life is made of these small, quiet choices. Today, choose to be kind to yourself. Choose to listen to that inner spark that tells you there is more to this story. You are being guided, not by a random feeling, but by a deep internal compass that knows exactly where you belong. Look at the patterns of your life and notice how many times you have run away just as things were getting deep. We often leave when we are on the edge of a breakthrough because the ego would rather be lonely than be changed. But this time feels different because you are different. You are starting to realize that you cannot find a new version of yourself by staying in the same old cycles of walking away. Your intuition is holding you in this place of tension because it wants you to break through the wall of fear once and for all. It is inviting you to see what happens when you don't run. Imagine the version of you that is 10 years older, looking back at this exact moment. That future version of you doesn't care about who won the argument or who took longer to text back. They only care if you were honest with your heart. They care if you had the guts to honor a rare connection when the world told you to be cynical. We are so afraid of looking foolish that we often miss out on being happy. But there is nothing foolish about recognizing a soul that speaks to yours. The only real regret is the silence you kept because you were too proud to speak first. This isn't about chasing someone who doesn't want to be found. It is about acknowledging a fire that hasn't gone out yet. Fire needs air to breathe, and your connection needs the air of honesty. If there is still a spark, it means there is still potential for warmth. You don't have to fix the whole future in one day. You just have to stop pouring water on the flame. Let the feeling exist without trying to kill it. Let the connection breathe without trying to force it into a box. Sometimes when you stop trying to control the outcome takes care of itself. You are being asked to trust the mystery of your own life. Not everything needs a label, and not every ending needs to be a tragedy. Sometimes an ending is just a pause, and sometimes a pause is exactly what is needed for both people to grow into who they need to be. If your intuition is telling you to wait, then wait with grace. If it is telling you to speak, then speak with courage. But whatever you do it with the full weight of your soul behind it. You are closer to the truth than you have ever been. Don't stop listening now. Finally, understand that your life is not a race to find the exit. It is a journey to find what is real. You might feel like you are losing time by staying in this space of uncertainty, but you are actually gaining something much more valuable: self-awareness. Every moment you spend listening to your intuition instead of your ego is a win for your future self. You are learning how to distinguish between a temporary impulse and a permanent truth. This is the kind of wisdom that cannot be taught. It can only be felt through the experience of a deep and complicated love. Do not be afraid of the silence that currently sits between you. Silence is not always a void. Sometimes it is a waiting room. It is a place where two souls go to decide if they are ready for the next level of honesty. If you try to rush through this silence, you might miss the very message it is trying to deliver. Let the space between you be a place of reflection rather than a place of resentment. When you approach the connection with a sense of peace, you invite the other person to do the same. Energy is contagious, and the calm you find within yourself will eventually reach them too. You are not standing still. Even in this pause, you are moving. You are moving away from the person you used to be, the one who was too scared to stay and too proud to care. You are becoming someone who is brave enough to sit with the mystery of an unfinished bond. This version of you is stronger, deeper, and more capable of receiving the kind of love that lasts. The pressure you feel is not there to break you. It is there to shape you into someone who can handle a connection of this magnitude. As you move forward into your day, carry this sense of quiet confidence with you. You do not need to have all the answers right now. You only need to trust that the answers will reveal themselves when the timing is right. Your intuition has brought you this far, and it will not abandon you now. Keep your heart soft, keep your mind clear, and keep your spirit open to the possibilities that fear tried to hide from you. The truth is already within you, waiting for the moment you are ready to fully embrace it. You are exactly where you need to be, and the best parts of your story are still being written. Remember that you are not just a character in someone else's story. You are the creator of your own peace. For a long time, you might have felt like your happiness depended on their choices or their words. But your intuition is reminding you that your power comes from your own honesty. When you stop waiting for them to give you permission to feel, you reclaim your life. You can love someone deeply and still be whole on your own. You can honor a connection and still stand tall in your own space. This is the secret to a deep bond. It should not be two halves trying to become one, but two whole people choosing to share a journey. As you look ahead, stop asking if it will work out, and start asking if it is worth the effort. The how and the when are details that the universe handles. Your job is simply to decide if the why is strong enough, if the reason you stay is love and the reason you feel pulled is truth. Then you are on the right path. Do not let the noise of the world or the fear of being judged slow you down. People who live on the surface will never understand those who dive into the deep. You were made for the deep. You were made for a connection that challenges you to grow and forces you to be real. So let this be the moment you stop fighting yourself. Let the tension go. Let the questions rest for a while. You have done the hard work of listening, and now it is time to just be. The truth does not need to be chased, it only needs to be accepted. Whether this path leads back to them or toward a new version of yourself, trust that it is leading you exactly where your soul needs to go. You are safe, you are guided, and you are more than enough exactly as you are. Trust the process, trust the pull, and most importantly, trust that your heart knows the way home even when the path is covered in shadows. You have the courage to see this through to the end. You have the strength to be honest, and you have the wisdom to know that real love never truly leaves you. It only changes you for the better. Keep going, keep listening, and keep believing in the quiet truth that lives inside you. Take a moment to realize that you are not losing time by waiting for clarity. You are actually investing in your future peace. It is better to spend a few months being honest with your feelings than to spend years wondering if you made a mistake by running away too soon. Your heart is not a clock, and love does not follow a schedule. It is a natural process that happens in its own time. By giving yourself this space to feel everything, you are showing yourself the ultimate form of respect. You are proving that your emotions are worth more than a quick fix or a hasty exit. The world often praises those who move on quickly, but there is a special kind of strength in those who stay present with their own complicated truths. It takes zero effort to be cold, but it takes immense bravery to remain soft when you have been hurt. This softness is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of your power. It means that you have not let the world's cynicism win. You are still someone who believes in the depth of human connection. That belief is a gift, even if it feels heavy right now. It is what makes you capable of experiencing a love that most people only dream about. As you move through the rest of your day, do not feel pressured to have a final answer. Just notice the small shifts in your energy. Notice when you feel a sense of warmth and when you feel a sense of fear. These are your internal signals guiding you back to your center. You don't need to explain your process to anyone else. This is your journey, and you are the only one who needs to understand the map. Trust that as long as you stay honest with yourself, you cannot end up in the wrong place. The truth is a steady anchor, and it will keep you safe no matter how the winds change. You are standing on the edge of a new level of understanding. This relationship, regardless of its outcome, has served as a catalyst for your personal evolution. It has forced you to look at parts of yourself you might have otherwise ignored. Because of this, you are now more aware, more compassionate, and more grounded than you were before. Let that be enough for now. Let the growth be the goal. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the right path usually clears itself without you having to push. Breathe into that certainty. You are doing a great job just by being here and listening to your own soul.